this is Alexa Luebbert reporting from Channel 3 News, and tonight's episode is an emotional story about a young woman named Jia who received a medical diagnosis that changed her life, but she beat the odds. First, we will be talking to Jia's primary care physician, Dr. Bonine, about her medical story and what it means to be a diabetic in society today. Hello, Dr. Bonine. It's nice to meet you. Thank you very much for being on the show today. Can you tell us a little bit about your patient that came to your office?
Okay. Yes, Jia, she's not different than a lot of Americans in today's society, especially the youth. A lot of America's youth is obese or overweight. The prevalence is pretty high about the youth, so about 20 to 39 years old, they have an obesity rate of about 36%, which is pretty high.
Wow.
And Jia is not different at all with a sedentary lifestyle and poor nutrition. And a recent study was done, and it shows that diabetes is going to have a 165% increase by the year 2050, which is very shocking.
Wow.
And it's very dangerous.
Yeah, that's crazy to see. So, Dr. Bonine, what is it exactly that causes this disease process of diabetes in our patients?
Okay. We have two forms of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Jia, our patient, has type 2 diabetes, and that is when the pancreas cannot make enough insulin to support the body. Insulin will help break down the carbohydrates, so if you don't have enough of that, you're not breaking it down enough and you're getting hyperglycemic, which is too much sugar in the blood. And then we also have type 2 diabetes, and that is when the beta cells in the pancreas are not, they're being dysfunctional and they're breaking down the pancreas, and that's when you're just not making any insulin at all. And so type 1 diabetes is genetic, and it's normally in our youth, and we don't really have a cure for that. You're gonna have to have lifelong treatment and with insulin shots. Type 2, on the other hand, it is reversible with lifestyle changes, so you need to be more active and eat a better nutrition and just like that. And then Jia, she had a dry mouth and she had frequent urination and she was very thirsty, and those are signs of type 2 diabetes. And then also knowing that Jia had a high BMI and she didn't have a very active lifestyle, we could determine that it was type 2 diabetes that she had.
So what is the classic BMI that would make you think, yes, she's diabetic, and what kind of blood glucose levels cause this kind of issue?
Okay. The blood glucose level in Jia was over 300, which is extremely high. And then her BMI, if you get around 35, you're obese and you have a very high chance of forming type 2 diabetes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that wonderful education segment on those diseases. Well, since we've heard so much about this woman and her health, why don't we bring out the girl who beat the odds and changed her own medical diagnosis, Jia. Hi, Jia. How are you? Nice meeting you too.
Nice meeting you. Hi, doctor.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this journey that you've been on with your health and what it was like to first get this kind of diagnosis?
Well, my lifestyle and diet has always been a struggle, and my weight has always been the biggest issue, and that doesn't seem to get under control. And not until I met Dr. Bonine, and he actually explained the disease to me. I always thought that diabetes was extra sugar circulating in the body and it won't cause any other issue, but I was wrong. And not until I met Dr. Bonine, he actually did a good job at explaining the disease to me. And he even showed me the pictures of the foot ulcers and the foot amputations, as well as the heart and the effect on the heart and other organs that it can take, and which scares me. So that's when I start feeling determined and trying to work out and change my lifestyle.
Absolutely, that's great for you, and it's a really far journey that you've come, and I mean, we're gonna look at your before and after pictures now, and that was incredible.
Yeah.
So Jia, did you have any support during these drastic lifestyle changes you had to make?
Yes, I was not alone, and Dr. Bonine was with me for every step, educating me and explaining everything, especially after knowing what my treatment plan and option were. And I had to check my blood sugars every day and administration insulin if my blood sugar are too high. And And he also referred me to the diabetic nutritionist that will give me a amazing diet plan, and I had to lower my sodium and into my diet, and 50% carbs, 30% fat, and 20% protein.
Wow, that's a very strict diet.
Yeah. Besides Dr. Bonine, my stepsister also helped me a lot on my weight loss journey, and she is a personal trainer before diagnosis.
Oh wow, that's convenient.
Yeah, she had been telling me that I should go to the gym and eat more healthy, but I was too heavy to do it, and all the exercise just wore me out easily.
So what was it that caused you to get that determination?
Well, I got scared by the picture, and she has been very supportive, and she would go to the gym with me, and has been doing all the planning and the workout with me, and it's very helpful. And
Absolutely.
I could not do this with any of them.
Well, that's wonderful, and since she is so supportive, let's bring out your sister Janelle.
Janelle, nice to meet you.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hey.
So Janelle, can you tell me a little bit about how difficult it must have been to get this diagnosis from your sister who is so close to you?
Yeah, so it was hard. I noticed she was eating more, and the things that you were consuming were horrible. It was a lot of fast food, high in sugar, a lot of excessive processed carbohydrates. I often tried to get her to work out with me, and she just had tons of excuses. So I knew that something like this could possibly happen. And I love her, and I hated to see her like that. So.
Absolutely, that must have been hard. It must have been hard for you to constantly feel like your sister was putting this pressure on you, but you wanted to live up to it. Can't imagine it.
Yeah, I just need a diagnosis for me to do something.
Absolutely. So what was it that helped you get through to her, and what helped you make your sister make these changes?
So I've worked with patients that have had type 2 diabetes before, so just having that little bit of knowledge was helpful. There's a lot of benefits of exercise. It helps lower the blood glucose levels, and your muscles will use the glucose without using the insulin.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, and it helps your A1C, which will allow you to decrease the insulin intake. Lightweight exercises and aerobic exercises such as walking, running, basketball, tennis are also important. And adding flexibility to your workout. And meal planning has also been essential. As a person with type 2 diabetes, she works with her dietitian, and it's been very helpful.
Take a break, and we're going to bring back Dr. Shelby Johns, who's from the NDA. She's going to discuss with us the newest research methods in type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Hi, welcome, Shelby Johns. Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here to explain some pancreas and insulin things today.
Alrighty, so how is this process of research going, and have you made any advancements lately?
It's going pretty good, actually. We have made some new advancements. Before I do that, explain our new device. I would like to explain how the pancreas works and the type of diabetes. So in type 2 diabetes, this is where your pancreas isn't producing enough insulin, so there's resistance also with your cells. This usually happens in our fat cells, so it can be reversed with weight management, exercising, stuff like that, which is what the patient did. And then in type 1, this is more of an autoimmune disease, so your pancreas is attacking itself with its antibodies. And the way we're trying to fix that is with our new device, new implementation is with our isolate cell regeneration device.
That sounds very interesting. So what does this device do exactly?
It extracts good cells from a pancreas and puts them into a bad pancreas, one that cannot produce insulin. And what it does is trying to recreate healthy cells so your body can make insulin. And we found that is going good with animal trials. We found that if you place it in the body, I think it was for 40 days, we found that it is reducing the negative effects, like it's making the insulin. So,
Wow, that's really,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
and we're currently expecting, human trials in the future, so it's going good.
Well, I look forward to diabetes being a disease of the past thanks to this device. And thank you, Dr. Shelby Johns, for coming on and telling us all about that incredible advancement in medicine.
Thanks for having me.
I would like to thank every one of our guests for coming on the show today, and I wanted to congratulate you, Jia, on your journey, and thank your support system for all the hard work they put in to get you there. And that's an amazing accomplishment, and I wish you all the best in the future. And thank you, Dr. Bonine, for coming on and educating the public on the awful disease that diabetes is and the prevalence in the country today. And absolutely, it's been great having you. And Dr. Shelby, when she was here, it was excellent and knowledgeable information. And I would like to thank all of you guys for tuning into this special episode of today that we watched of Diabetes Mellitus Unravel and the educating and heartwarming story of Jia Huang. Alexa Luebbert from Channel 3, and I will see you back here tomorrow when we bring you a story all about horrors of hotel rooms and their television remotes. Have a great evening, guys.